They call it the Devil's Triangle, a stretch of the Atlantic Ocean that has consumed ships and aircraft for centuries, leaving no survivors, no debris, no explanation. The Bermuda Triangle spans the waters between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Yet its reputation extends far beyond geography. It is the place where compasses spin without warning, where radios fall silent, and where vessels vanish as if swallowed by the sea itself. But is this merely myth? Or is the ocean guarding secrets we have yet to comprehend? The legend begins earlier than most realize. In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed near these waters during his first voyage to the New World. His crew recorded strange lights dancing on the horizon, glows that flickered and moved like no ordinary fire. Columbus himself wrote of a great flame of fire crashing into the ocean. Their compasses behaved erratically, pointing not toward north, but shifting unpredictably. Imagine being at sea with no landmarks, relying only on the stars and your compass, then watching your only guide begin to betray you. Was it a meteor? Was it magnetism? Or was it the first recorded encounter with something otherworldly? Sailors who followed whispered dark tales. They spoke of ghost ships drifting without crew, sails torn, decks eerily silent. They spoke of monstrous waves rising without storms, of fogs that swallowed entire fleets, of waters that shimmered like glass before dragging vessels beneath. For centuries, explorers passed through this region cautiously, as if sensing they sailed across a threshold between the known and the unknown. By the 19th century, the stories multiplied. Newspapers eagerly reported ships gone missing, like the Rosalie, found adrift without a soul aboard. Crews of experienced sailors had simply vanished. Was it mutiny, disease, or had they stepped through a doorway we cannot see? The triangle grew infamous, whispered in ports from London to Havana as a place cursed by the sea itself. In the 20th century, the myth became something more terrifying. Modern machines also disappeared. The ocean had claimed wooden ships, now it reached for steel and engines. The case of Flight 19 cemented the legend. On a clear day in December 1945, 5 Navy Avenger bombers flew a routine training mission. Experienced pilots, perfectly operational planes, and yet their transmissions grew panicked. "We can't tell where we are. The ocean looks strange. Everything is wrong." Then silence. The search plane sent to find them also disappeared. 6 aircraft, 27 men, none returned, none were ever found. This was not an isolated tragedy. The USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship, vanished in 1918 with over 300 crew. No distress call, no wreckage. A ship too large to hide, simply erased from the world. Decades later, its sister ship, the Proteus, disappeared in the same waters. Is it coincidence, or is the sea reclaiming its own? If this was only about storms or poor navigation, we would expect wreckage, bodies, fragments. But the triangle leaves nothing. It is as if the ocean itself erases evidence. That is the most haunting part. Ships sink elsewhere, wreckage floats. Planes crash, black boxes transmit, but here, silence, total and eternal silence. Why do ships and planes vanish in the Bermuda Triangle? Science has offered theories, some convincing, others incomplete. One of the most widely accepted is magnetism. The Earth itself is a giant magnet, and its field lines are not uniform. In certain regions, compasses behave strangely. The Bermuda Triangle is one such place. Here, true north and magnetic north align unnaturally. Pilots report compasses spinning without cause, pointing south, east, anywhere but where they should. Imagine flying thousands of feet above the ocean, your instruments betraying you, your maps suddenly meaningless. Could such distortions explain why skilled navigators became hopelessly lost? But does a faulty compass make entire ships vanish? Some researchers think the triangle may experience magnetic storms, bursts of energy from the sun colliding with Earth's atmosphere. These storms could disrupt radios, erase navigation signals, even fry circuits in aircraft. To the pilots and sailors, It would feel like stepping into a void of silence where no message escapes. But even then, why no debris, no bodies, no floating evidence? Another explanation lies beneath the sea itself. The ocean floor here is not calm. It is fractured with trenches, ridges, and methane hydrate deposits. Scientists discovered that when these frozen gas deposits erupt, they create giant bubbles that destabilize the water. A ship sailing into such an eruption would lose buoyancy instantly. In moments, it would sink straight down, vanishing so quickly no distress signal could be sent. If the gas reached the atmosphere, aircraft engines could fail mid-flight, their wings cutting through poisoned air until gravity claimed them. It is a chilling thought, supported by laboratory experiments. But still, if methane is the answer, why do disappearances seem so sudden, so absolute, with not even a scrap left behind? Others propose the triangle is a graveyard of storms. The Atlantic spawns some of the most violent weather on Earth. Rogue waves, towering more than 30 meters, can strike without warning. Hurricanes carve paths of destruction, and waterspouts rise like tornadoes from the sea. In such chaos, ships and planes would be helpless. Yet sailors around the world face storms. Why does the Bermuda Triangle alone carry this reputation of erasure? And then, there are reports that science cannot explain. Pilots have described entering strange white mists, tunnels of cloud that seem to bend around them. One pilot reported flying through such a tunnel only to emerge hundreds of miles away in a fraction of the expected time. Another spoke of clocks malfunctioning, of minutes vanishing, of fuel gauges behaving as though the plane had not traveled at all. What are we to make of such accounts? Are they illusions, tricks of the atmosphere, or windows into phenomena we do not yet understand? Could the Bermuda Triangle be a natural rift, a place where time and space do not behave as they should? Some physicists entertain the idea of magnetic vortices, temporary wormholes where matter and energy slip across dimensions. If that sounds like science fiction, recall that once, even black holes were dismissed as fantasy. Now, they are proven. What if the triangle is Earth's own black hole, small but deadly, opening and closing at random? Skeptics roll their eyes. They say eyewitness accounts are unreliable, memories distorted by stress, instruments failing due to natural weather. They argue that in the vastness of the ocean, wreckage is easily lost, sinking into trenches miles deep. They insist the Bermuda Triangle is not unique, simply a story inflated by media, by fear, by our love of mystery. And yet, if that were true, why do the stories persist? Why do even trained military pilots, experienced captains, and modern aircraft fall victim to the same silence? The Bermuda Triangle forces us into uncomfortable territory, between science and myth, between what we know and what we fear. Could it be both? Could natural forces, storms, magnetism, methane, be only the surface explanation, while something deeper hides beneath? Or are we too afraid to admit that sometimes the unknown simply wins? Some say the Bermuda Triangle's mystery cannot be explained by storms or gas eruptions, nor by magnetism alone. They believe the secret lies beyond Earth itself. UFO sightings in the region are countless. Fishermen speak of glowing discs rising silently from the water, accelerating into the sky faster than any human craft. Pilots describe strange lights pacing their planes, then vanishing without a trace. Radar operators record blips that appear, split in two, then disappear. Could the Bermuda Triangle be a beacon, a doorway, or even a hunting ground? If so, for what purpose? Are ships and planes intercepted, their crews taken? Are entire vessels swallowed whole into another realm? The ocean here plunges to unimaginable depths, trenches dark enough to hide cities, caverns wide enough to conceal secrets. Could something ancient lie beneath, guiding events above? Others tie the triangle to the legend of Atlantis. Plato wrote of a mighty civilization that vanished beneath the waves, destroyed in a single day and night of catastrophe. Could the Bermuda Triangle be the grave of that lost empire? Some claim sonar has revealed structures on the ocean floor that resemble walls, roads, even temples. Are these natural formations or the bones of a forgotten world? If Atlantis existed, could its ruins still emit energies, magnetic or otherwise, that twist the sky and sea above them? Then there are the survivors' stories, few but chilling. A yachtsman once radioed that he was entering a strange fog, after which his transmission cut. He later reappeared hundreds of miles away, disoriented but alive. His instruments showed impossible readings. His compass had spun wildly, and his clock had lost time. Another pilot described being surrounded by walls of cloud, like a tunnel that seemed to drag him forward. When he emerged, hours had passed in seconds. Were these hallucinations or glimpses of forces beyond our comprehension? Skeptics argue again. The ocean is vast, ships sink, planes crash, and chance explains the rest. They insist Atlantis is myth, UFOs are imagination, and survivors exaggerate. And yet, how do we ignore the silence? Wreckage should float, signals should be heard, families should have closure. But in the triangle, the ocean swallows not only steel and flesh, but memory itself. It erases the evidence of what it consumes. Today, the Bermuda Triangle remains heavily traveled. Cruise ships pass through, airliners fly overhead daily, and most make the journey safely. Perhaps that is the strangest part of all. Millions traverse it unharmed, while a select few vanish. Why them? Why those ships, those planes, those nights? Is there a pattern hidden in the statistics, or does the triangle choose at random, like a predator waiting patiently for its prey? Perhaps the real answer lies not in science or myth, but in ourselves. The Bermuda Triangle captures our imagination because it represents what we fear most: the unknown. The ocean is older than human memory. It covers more of Earth than land ever will, and it keeps its secrets well. The triangle reminds us that for all our satellites, our radars, our science, we are still fragile travelers on a dangerous planet. And yet, maybe that is why the Bermuda Triangle fascinates us. It is a mirror of our own questions. Where do we come from? What forces shaped us? Are we alone in the universe or watched by unseen eyes? What waits in the deep that we have not yet dared to face? The Bermuda Triangle does not answer. It does not explain. It only waits, silent and eternal. Its waters shimmer under the sun, but beneath the surface lies a shadow older than history. A riddle carved in currents and storms, daring us to solve it. So when the next ship sets sail, when the next aircraft charts a course through its skies, we cannot help but wonder, will they cross safely, or will they vanish, leaving only silence behind? The triangle will not say. It guards its secrets, it watches, and it waits.